welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you so much for your friendship and for your presence here on this channel. Special big thank you to everyone who has dropped comments below. Be sure to hit your notification bell because I'm going to be announcing a winner for the free tarot reading that I offer for my subscribers in the comment section. And if you have recently left a comment, be sure to go back and check your notifications because I'm still waiting to hear back from a past winner. So be sure to check your notifications if you drop me a comment. If you're new to this channel, please join us. I do pick a card readings on this channel. So if you're into tarot, please pull up a chair, grab yourself a cup of tea, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather here together. Today's pick a card reading, we're going to look at a person on your mind in no contact and what do they wish that they could say to you today. So we're going to try to delve into their psyche and see what do they wish that they could say to you today. We have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 here with the red carnelian palm and the orange flower, and this is the Tarot of the Divine. Yeah, Tarot of the Divine. Pile number 2 with the yellow flower and the green malachite, and this is the Golden Girls Tarot. And pile number 3 here with the blue aragonite, the pink flower, and then we have here the Light Seers Tarot. I had to pause for a moment. I didn't know which one. I couldn't remember the name of that one. So the Light Seers Tarot with pile number 3. My timestamps are listed below, and I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 today. Again, our topic is a no contact situation, and what does the person on your mind wish that they could say to you? Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You are drawn to the little orange flower or to the red carnelian palm. And this is your reading. The person on your mind in no contact, what do they wish that they could say to you right now? What does the person on pile 1's mind wish that they could say to pile number 1 right this moment, please? We have the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Coins. Oh, there's already so much to say. That's what they already want to say, is that I really want to communicate with you and I can't seem to break out of this funk that they feel. There's so much sadness here, and I think it's a very mutual sadness between the two of you. It feels like a shadow that's following them around and vice versa, and they are also indicating that a lot of the truth came after the fact. It's like it hit me like a ton of bricks after the fact about what I sort of missed out on, the opportunity that I missed out on. They're sort of kicking themselves for some choices that they made. Seven of Swords, and you do follow. Look at the shadows. The shadows in this deck are what really intrigue me. The shadow of something extinct. It looks like a T-Rex in that shadow. It's like it feels like you're beyond my grasp now, but I still can't stop thinking about that day, about that past, and then my light just went out. My light just went out. That's weird. I've been relighting these. The smoke is not cleared yet. And I keep hearing that song from Adele where she says, you know, I just want to let you know it's not over for me. And that's what it feels like. It's not over for me. Where there's smoke, there's still fire. So there seems to be a lot of unfinished business. They keep talking about unfinished business and they keep looking backwards. Their consciousness keeps bringing them back to a time and place with you. And that feels devastating. I feel really sad. You know, with the 7 of Swords, even with the 3 of Swords, there's an emotional devastation that this person's feeling. And I feel like there's been, for someone watching, a significant amount of time and disconnect at this point. And I think there's been a lot of maturity and growth in a physical sense. This person has really grown and they're acknowledging that. They're like, I'm different than you remember me. I'm not the same person that you remembered, but you still hold that same power over me. And I'm still pulled in these different directions. I still like to fantasize about you. And they do. They think about you often. They think about taking action towards you. They think about what they should have done and said in the past when it comes towards you. But they also have a sense of responsibility. They would like to see change happen, but they also feel a sense of responsibility. I feel like they also want to say that they're now equipped with the necessary tools to get the job done. That's what they just said. It's like, I now have the tools, I have the experience to be able to rectify the actions I didn't take back here. I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. But they also feel like necessity requires them to turn their back on some of that emotion sometimes, because they have a lot of responsibilities and they have things that need their attention, perhaps people that need their attention. And they see things clearly now. They want to say that. I see things clearly now when it comes to you. And I wish that I'd been stronger then. There's an isolation that they feel because of that, a loneliness that they're feeling. And it's a very personal thing for them. It's a very personal battle that they war, and that's raging inside of them. It's lonely. And they wish that they could say that to you. It's that they are lonely for you, and that they, oh, here's the 9 of Cups with the 6 of Wands. Because they've come to realize, or that what they perceive is that true victory would be with you. And they do wear masks in their current environment. They even try to kind of suppress their feelings to themselves here as well. They're also very sort of appreciative. They're saying, you know, regardless of everything that I've been through, that we've been through, I would do it all over again to be able to know you. There's something possessive. It's like very possessive over you. In a very sweet sort of way, though. It's very protective. It's more protective than it is completely possessive. And there's a sense of them they're just trying to make the best out of the situation that is given to them in this moment. They are acknowledging that they don't know what to do to create change here from the past, but they're still living in the effects of their decisions from the past as well. This person likes to fantasize about meeting with you. They like to fantasize about physical things with you as well, though. And I feel for someone, they have never been able to explore you in that way, because you can even see the Temperance. She's just dipping her toe in. Here's the Star. And with the 9 of Cups, I get a very strong sense of comparison between the 9 of Cups and the Star at times, because it's this longing energy. It's something that we wish for. It's a dream. And they feel like they have to be patient because of the current environments, or because of their current status, because of your current status. They're like, I have no other choice but to be patient here. They worry about how you feel, and they are concerned with other people's opinions in their position, which is why they keep their opinion of you to themselves. The 6 of Cups. They can't shake you, and they want you to know, they wish that they could tell you that they want a reunion, and that how special you are to them, and what an effect you had on them. They don't want you to feel like you were just some person that they used to know. They don't want you to feel that way. They want you to know what a profound effect and influence you have continued to have on their experience. And they almost feel like they have to get this off of their chest in order for there to be peace between the two of you. It's like there's so much things that were unsaid. They're like, there are so many things that I kept to myself. And I feel like this could have been a very shy person to begin with anyway. Or they're not a chatty person. They're like the strong, silent type. But it's kind of like going for a haircut and then not speaking up when they're messing up your hair in the middle of it. It's like this person is kicking themselves now because they're like, I sat there and I watched this all happen without doing anything about it. And I didn't say anything. And now I feel like they're trying to make the best of their situation, and they're really talking about that. They're like, I'm just waiting. I've followed all the right pathways. I've jumped through the hoops of everyone's expectations. I've hit certain checkpoints, and I'm just waiting for my emotional reward now. But they don't feel like they can achieve that emotional reward without you. They feel like their success, and they're communicating that their success is tangled up in you and wrapped up in you because you're that star. And with this car, I think about the Chariot, and I think about decisions that we make that pull us in certain directions, and this comet coming out of nowhere to crash down to earth. It's like they really put you up on that pedestal. You could be an Aquarius actually with all of this energy from the star. And we have Temperance again. Temperance again as back of deck with the Five of Cups. They really also want to tell you how sorry they are, that they didn't see what was sitting in front of them in time, that they didn't act upon what they knew was sitting in front of them in time here, and that they want to communicate to you that they're always thinking about that, that they recognize where they went wrong. It's like they knew this bolt of lightning out of the blue, they know where they went wrong. And in this star, it's a comet coming down to Earth. So they're starting to wonder if there are solutions that can be had at this moment, and they recognize that now is not the time, which is why the Temperance keeps coming out. It's like now is not the time, but you feel like such a temptation to this person still. What do they wish that they could say to pile number 1, please? Oh, got a couple. We have Perfection and Gossip. They would tell you that they are trying to play the part that everybody expects them to play, and that other people would not want to see the two of you together. And what they have found is that, again, they keep saying, I've done everything right and I'm just waiting for an emotional reward, and I'm coming to realize that that's not going to come unless I follow my heart. And that's the biggest lesson that they've found out of this whole situation, out of this disconnect, is this lesson about following your intuition and following your heart. Because when they didn't do that, they've been thrusted into this situation that's not exactly satisfying, but there's a lot of respect associated with it. And they like the respect, but the respect won't butter their bread, or the respect won't make them feel good about themselves in a sense of emotional fulfillment, respect of others. And now they're just trying to keep focused on their responsibilities, but that you make it very difficult. The thoughts of you make it very difficult. And they've come to realize that trying to maintain balance for everyone else is just making everybody unhappy. And so this Temperance is so important, because they're like, I'm teetering on the edge of obsession with you. I'm teetering on this edge of conflict and emotional insecurity and loss. And it's almost breaking through to the point of obsession. And so there's this necessity for healing. There's like, I have to bring my feelings for you down to earth. I have to sit in this present moment and embrace as much as I can here, because it's teetering on obsession. What do they wish that they could say here? Cupid's arrow, having faith, love is coming, invitation, meeting, hesitation. This person really wants to tell you that they are coming. I feel like they want to. And I don't feel like they want to give up hope, but I feel like they've recognized the necessity for loose expectations as far as timing. They still haven't removed that arrow. They can't get it out. And we have outdated thinking, and they replay conversations over and over in their mind, that they ruminate about the past and with you. And we also have here mirroring each other. Introspection, relationship reflects our wounds. They want to tell you that their lack of effort towards you in the past had nothing to do with you, or the decisions that they made that led them away from you had absolutely nothing to do with how you were valued or what they saw in you. It was completely a lack within themselves, and they are taking on full responsibility. They're not passing the buck in this pile at all. What do they wish that they could say to pile number 1, please? They dream of a second chance with you, pile 1. And they're watching, they're keeping tabs on you, watching your social media perhaps if they're able to. If you have connections, mutual connections, they talk about you or ask about you. They want to know if this is mutual. It is a mutual energy, but they're not sure. Their confidence doesn't allow that. Do you miss us the way that I miss us? I don't know how much longer I can do this with you. And that's what they're saying. I need healing. I don't want anyone to get hurt. So that could resonate with you if this is a third-party situation, for instance. which I do feel that inclination in some regards. So in quite a heavy regard, actually. I wish I had fought harder for us. And I dream about the life that we almost had. They keep saying we could have had it all. We could have, if we had just powered through, if I had just powered through, we literally could have had it all in this connection. And they are really remorseful about that. But it feels like they're not letting it go to waste, that lesson. I miss you terribly. Do you miss me? What do they wish that they could say to pile 1, please? I'm afraid that you won't like this person that I've become. It's like, what if I've changed? It's like I've grown, I've changed. What if you wouldn't like who I am today? Do you even want me back? Do you want me to? They are keeping tabs on you, pile 1. And they're like, is this my soulmate? Is that what this is? Is that why I've been hit like a sucker punch to the gut when it comes to my realizations about this connection? And back of the deck says, you deserve better than this. And they really value how you perceive the situation and how you perceive the way that they valued you. They're really concerned that you felt overlooked or felt like some sort of option, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. What does your person wish that they could say to you right now in the bowl? We have the 10 of Wands. They do want to tell you about this burden that they carry and how exhausting it is, but they don't have any intention, the determination. You know, you can see in the 10 of Wands, this person is leaned forward. It's like he's really embracing those wands. It's not that he's intending to put them down, and there's no intention here from your person to release their feelings for you. They're acknowledging that it's a burden that may follow them around forever. We have the 9 of Pentacles reversed, and we have the 7 of Swords. They get really jealous over you. They get really jealous over you and your positions, like anyone who gets to be around you or anyone who has helped you achieve that 9 of Pentacles energy, the security. They don't like it. They don't like that at all. And they spend a lot of time peeking at you, and they spend a lot of time revisiting the past, which is kind of torturous because their position doesn't really allow a lot of wiggle room either. Oh. On the floor is the anchor, somebody who feels stagnated and unable to come forward at this time. We do have the chain. I think about the devil. I think about Capricorn energy. We also have the letter S and Y and R and G and 2 eyes here. We have a 2 of Wands, which we started in the center of your reading, which is expansion, this desire to expand and to communicate, but it's a fantastical energy that doesn't have a lot of physical implementation behind it. We have the starfish and the screwdriver, and the starfish is a light green. It's a healing energy, and it really speaks about compassion and about healing us from perceived losses that are a part of us. So this person feels like they've lost a part of themselves or a lot of potential in the very least, but they haven't exactly given up hope, but they have acknowledged that they can't do anything about it right this moment. They need time. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. And if it did, I would love to hear your story in the comment section below. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you do, be sure to drop your comment and hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my account for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the yellow flower or to the green malachite, or perhaps to the Golden Girls Tarot, which is one of my favorites. So this is your reading. The person on your mind in no contact, what do they wish that they could say to you right this moment? So what does this person on pile 3's mind wish that they could say to pile 3? Or pile 2, you're pile 2. Forgive me. Pile number 2, please. What do they wish that they could say? We have the King of Swords. We could be dealing with Libra energy, Gemini, perhaps Aquarius, but I get really strong vibes with Libra with this energy. The Hierophant. Now, the King of Swords is a leader of communication. somebody who is really smart and somebody who uses their words well and succinctly. This person has ties to some sort of institution. I feel like this person could be someone who owns their own business as well. They're really authoritative in nature, but they also are at the helm of something. So they could have a family, for instance. They could have their own business as well, which distracts them. But take that as it resonates to your situation. This person wants to tell you, they wish that they could tell you how much they think about you, because they reflect a lot about the past. And it's lonely. They reflect a lot about you when they are alone, especially. It's like they don't share their feelings with other people. They're alone a lot when they think about you. And creating change in the situation seems like a monstrous task. And like it seems like a huge task. And I was just looking at the Hermit here at these beautiful monstera leaves behind, and that's what Spirit just said. It's like that's why they're there, because it's like they want change, but they can't. They don't know how to create solutions. They don't know if they're they don't know if they're capable of creating change. It's not even that they are acknowledging strength. They're like, I recognize what steps I have to take, very, you know, practical steps that I have to take. But I don't know if I can. And they're acknowledging that. They're very honest. They're being very honest. What do they wish that they could say? The Five of Swords. And they don't know if they will. That's the other thing. They're being very honest and forthright. They're acknowledging the loneliness. They're acknowledging the struggle of that and the jealousy that they feel. They really want to say, like, I feel so jealous over you. And it makes them feel, it completely sort of goes against what they're trying to represent, what they're trying to show the world is this sense of insecurity that I feel like only you can create in them in some sort of way. It's like you're the only one that can influence them in this type of way. You have the Hanged Man. They really want to say to you that they understand the connection. They understand where they went wrong. This is a really smart person, and they're almost smart to the point of like too detached in the moment. It's like they've risen their awareness to such a point. It's almost in a state of trying to protect their own heart, though, and they're not wanting to acknowledge that part of it. They're trying to say that I'm so smart that I know where I went wrong. I know what, you know, where I made mistakes in this connection. But they don't want to acknowledge the pain necessarily. This person has a lot of emotion that they do try to suppress when it comes to you. I've got very strong Taurus energy and Virgo energy. I also have really strong Cancer energy coming forward as well. They also want to say to you that if it was just a case of emotion and no other obstacle, they would be right by your side. They're like, it has nothing to do with my depth of emotion. And they seem to really want to separate reality from emotion. It's like this person is very, they try to put, I can't even put my finger on them, really, in a way. They're almost teacher-like in the way that they present their energy. It's like this, it is what it is, and this is what it is. It's black and white with this person. It's like if it was just having to do with emotions, I would be right there with you. But because of being pulled in different directions because of my responsibilities, I'm surrendered to those responsibilities. And that's why they're being really open and honest in this pile for you, pile 2, when they say, I'm so lonely for you, but I don't think I will do anything about it. It's like I'm going to suffer this frustration. Even if we combine the 7 and the 5 of Wands, that's the 12, which brings us right back to the Hanged Man, which keeps coming forward. The 10 of Pentacles. I do feel like this person may have, again, a business that they really focus upon, or perhaps a family. Sorry, I have one on the floor. And we have the 4 of Cups reversed. We have the Empress. Back of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. And they would love to have an opportunity to speak with you again. They would love to have an opportunity to clear the air so that you don't get this impression of them that they do not care, because they recognize that their lack of action towards you could communicate that to you, is that I don't care. But they're like, that's not the truth. I care very deeply. I'm not apathetic to the situation just because it appears that way. But I'm having a difficult time coming up with solutions that don't create a lot of struggle or upheaval. Here, there's the Four of Pentacles, especially in this environment and the investments that they've made in life. Like, this is taking their attention at this moment. And this is the investment that they've made in life that they're worried about. And they're worried about losing that. But they're also concerned about the impression they've left you with and the impression that they've given you about how they feel about you. Because they want you to know that they cared very deeply. They still do. And they hold you in a very special position. You seem to be, her dress is covered in pomegranates, which is a symbol of temptation for me, like the Garden of Eden. And that's what you represent, is like a paradise. But it's also temptation that they say could end up blowing up in my face. And I can't let that happen. That's what they keep saying, is I can't let that happen. Because it's going to cause arguments and conflicts. You have here crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. I feel like this person runs something. And I do feel like there could be children involved for someone watching too. So please take that as it resonates. Oops. We have a chain of events. A chain of events that will affect your life. And we have good fortune, the 4-leaf clover, and back of the deck, fire. Strong emotions, passionate love or hate. And that's what they really want to communicate to you. They wish that you understood how passionate they feel towards you, because they definitely don't show it on the outside. They're like a Pandora's box, this person. They're very guarded. They're very guarded. And they are acknowledging the different chains of events that could happen if they took certain practical steps towards you. They understand what that would create in their life, and they're not prepared for that. Even because even here, this fire, it looks like it's growing out of control. And this King of Swords wants to lead the environment, wants to control that environment. And so right this moment, they really want to communicate to you, and they want to say that they have surrendered to where they are, but they don't want to leave you with this impression that they don't care about you, pile number 2. They really do. They really do. They're like, you are everything that I could want. And that thought is my constant companion. It's with me every day. But I just can't leap because it's going to cost me too much to act upon it. We have here lost love. I've surrendered, healing, release. And they let some of their emotions out, but I feel like they're afraid to let their emotions out, or else it will be like a floodgate, like a dam opening up. And we have here moonlight, travel, romance, and potential. As I said, they do seem to focus a lot on you in the evening, during dreaming, and even when they're alone. Back of the deck says enchanted forest, mystery, magic, and excitement. They want to tell you, they wish that they could tell you how much they still fantasize about what could have been, and about, you know, all of these fantasies, all of their fears that suppress the potential growth are now filled, that space is filled with the fantasies of what could have been built there. But this is also talking about us, you know, potentially the tree of life always represents the 10 of Pentacles for me. And it's this sense of growth and something being born out of our investments. So I feel like they have a lot of responsibilities. What do they wish that they could say to pile number 2, please? Past life relationship, you've known each other before. They hope that you haven't forgotten about them, and they want you to know that they have not forgotten about you, that there is a profound effect you've had on them. You deserve love, that you are lovable. Even if they didn't give you that impression, an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Back of the deck says retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And there is an acknowledgement of their continued lack of approach. They can't seem to bring themselves to approach. And I feel like this person is not the type to even believe in soulmates. That's what Spirit just said about this card. They're like, this is not the type of person who believes in that sort of thing. It's too woo-woo for them. They don't like that. But you, for some reason, have this influence that makes them question their right and good sense, because this is someone who believes they know the truth about life. They're very smart, but sometimes they're too smart for their own good. But you influence them in ways that other people don't, and so you challenge this belief, this sense of soulmate energies and purpose and connections that defy logic. What do they wish they could say? What do they wish that they could tell? Pile number 2, please. I regret lying to you and holding back and perhaps acting cold, a little bit guarded or rigid in the past too. I wish that I could take back my words. I hope that you can forgive me one day. They wish that they could create this closure themselves. I can't stop thinking about you, and finding out the truth has crushed me. I just saw it was my fault, but I blamed you. And I left when I saw you with someone. Back of the deck says, I am becoming a better person. And they have elevated. I feel like this person has, moved forward in their life. I feel like they have graduated in many areas of their life. And they're smarter than they were, and they know it. Like they're smarter, they're grown up, they're more responsible. They've had many experiences. Perhaps they've even traveled. Spirit says here with the Chariot, some of them have even traveled. But you're the one influence that they just can't seem to shake. They're very forward facing in every other realm of their life. Whoops. What do they wish that they could say to pile 2, please? Could you forgive me? And they keep asking for that forgiveness. Can you forgive me for not there's a sense of them being rigid or cold with you. I lie about my feelings for you. Whenever I am with them, I think about you. What do they wish that they could say to pile 2, please? We were just kids when this all began. So longevity, this person has grown. I feel like there was a real cat and mouse game between the two of you for someone in the past too. There's like a real back and forth flirtation. You might be my soulmate. You make them question that. And they are not the type to question that. I want to reach out to you, but I'm too scared of the consequences of the 5 of Swords, of arguments, of struggles. You have probably moved on. I don't feel like this person's even watching. I feel like they don't want to tempt themselves in that way, but they do want to feed their curiosity when it comes to you. Back of the deck says the attraction is undeniable. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. What does pile 2's person wish that they could say at this very moment? Oh, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. It's like they want to be so impulsive. They want to just be reckless. They want to charge in. And I feel like in the past, this could have been a very sarcastic person who didn't maybe think before they spoke sometimes when they were dealing with you. So they really want to kind of tell you that they've grown up. They're like, I've grown up from that person. Yeah. There's the King of Swords reversed. Oh, it's like I've grown. I was once that knight, but I've grown now. I'm empowered with time and with knowledge and with the truth that has kind of left me very, very thirsty. There's a sense of just dryness here with the Emperor. And then there's this knight, this King of Swords in the reverse. It's like I was not as smart as I thought I was back then. I thought I had all the answers, and I was very impulsive when it came to you and our opportunities, and I threw that chance away. And so now they are kicking themselves, and they're like, I deserve to be thirsty. especially if they were impulsive with things that they said to you. They really want to apologize for that. We have love on a foundation. I always think about the Hierophant. I think about marriages with that love charm. The letter J. We have the Day Ruin, which is a dawn ruin. So somebody who's had an epiphany and had seen the light in some sort of way. We have the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. I think of someone with a great smile, almost dangerously good, dangerously good. And I think about someone who doesn't have a lot of direction when you knew them. It's like I always think of someone who's going in this direction with the Cheshire Cat, and someone who's afraid to kind of really go out on a limb. We have the Divine Feminine with the Seahorse, going with the flow. We also have Pisces energy. We have the Bird that's not in flight, so somebody who didn't take action towards you. Music being very significant. And we have the charm of the little kitty cat with strength, Leo energy. We have a commandment from the Bible that says, "Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain." All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. And if it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have subscribed, please drop your comment and hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And if you have dropped me a comment in the last month, please be sure to check your notifications in case I have reached out to you, because I'm waiting to hear back from one of my winners. You can also check me out for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back for another visit at the Tarot Cottage. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the pink flower or to the blue aragonite, and this is your reading. The person on your mind in no contact, what do they wish that they could say to you right now? So pile 3's person, what do they wish that they could say to pile number 3 right this moment, please? 8 of Swords. Oh, they've thought for so long and so hard about everything that they should have expressed to you. And they have had nothing but time to reflect upon all of their hesitation. They're almost out of the gate saying, this is my fault. I take full responsibility. It's like, this is my fault. And they are apologizing for not seeing the truth and seeing what was sitting right in front of them. It's like, what a valuable connection this was. And they reminisce about you a lot in a very beautiful light. There's a lot of innocence surrounding this connection right this moment, a lot of hesitation that I'm feeling. You may have known this person when you were very young. And I feel like there's like a best friend energy even. They're so loyal still to you. And they want to tell you that they'll always care about you. They're like, I won't ever not care about you. I will always have a place for you in my heart. Even if I can't physically show that. And they think about you so much. Queen of Wands. There is always something about you. You could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, particularly a Leo energy coming through here. Because it's like they're saying to me right now that you have so many people probably feeling this way about you because of how you carry yourself and the light that you show to the world. They really put you up on this beautiful pedestal, not just the physical attraction, which they say that you're gorgeous, but they're also really talking about the exuberance of you, your personality. There's something very vibrant about you. And so they're saying that you probably have a million of us out there feeling this way, holding a candle. You can see all of these. It's like somebody handing her a light and being like, oh, thanks, I'm going to add it to the pile. Adding it to the pile. We have the Chariot. There's an intimidation. They want to tell you that because of that spark, because they feel like there was competition for you perhaps, or they didn't match what you represented, they didn't match your frequency, or they put you up on this pedestal, they want you to know that they were intimidated by you. And they're having a really difficult time moving on because they still feel pulled emotionally in your direction. Eight of Pentacles. And that spark is still lit. Look at her looking at that candle flame. It's like if you're the one surrounded by all of these flames, they're like, I only have eyes for one. I only have eyes here for you. Even if I'm pulled in different directions because of responsibilities, I only have eyes for you. Here on the back of the deck is the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. And they're really possessive. They're like saying, you're my person. It's like, you're my soulmate. Other people may be attracted to you and I may have competition, but you're my soulmate. And they're very possessive, but they're also really worried about what they've kind of built for themselves. They're pulled between their past and this version of themselves from the past that includes you, and this realm of the practical, their job, their home, their family. They're pulled in these directions, and they still feel so jealous when it comes to you. They feel so jealous, and they want to make sure that you aren't frustrated with them. I feel like they're worried that you're angry at them. There's a sense of like, are you upset with me because I didn't act in time? Are you frustrated with me because you don't like to be kept waiting? Like, I'm feeling anxious because of my lack of action. But they want you to know that it had nothing to do with you, because they were, again, very possessive over you. Had everything to do with how they felt about themselves and how capable they felt that they were to give you what you needed in an emotional sense, in a physical sense. This person, there's Cancer energy here with the Chariot. This person could be a water sign. Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. They really want to communicate to you about your physical beauty too, and how you carry yourself. The sense of independence. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is sometimes, at the helm of a lot of responsibilities. So you could find yourself in a practical situation that, again, includes children perhaps. So take that as it resonates to your situation. I am dealing with collective energy. But there's something so attractive about her. She's so capable. She doesn't need anybody. She doesn't need anybody. And that's why they felt like they were not in your league. Because there's a stark contrast to this confident, beautiful person who is exuding to the universe that they don't need anybody, and this explorative, innocent, it's like lack of confidence, lack of experience person. So they really, I don't know if they're a little bit younger than you potentially too, but they felt like they lacked a lot of experience, and that's really what stopped them from pursuit in the past, was this lack of experience. They compared themselves to you, and that was the biggest problem, because that comparison confused them. And the Seven of Cups is talking about the options that they felt like you had. They're like, for me, you were my only option, but for you, you had lots of options. Queen of Cups. They feel like they wonder, and this is kind of sad, but they wonder if you held back your emotion because you were worried about what other people would think of you for going with them in the past. And it feels like very young energy where this happened. I'm almost thinking like high school, or I'm thinking young energy. They wonder if you held back your true emotion because you were worried about the opinions of other people. They wonder about how you feel, how you perceive the situation. It's like, do you feel the same way? Because I couldn't read how you felt. They really feel like you're a mystery that they want to explore. They're like, you're a Pandora's box. I just want to open you up and see what's inside, because you exude a confidence. But I feel like there's more emotion under the surface than they realize when it comes to you. You could be this energy here with this Queen of Cups. You could have fire as a sun sign, for instance. You could have water as your moon and rising. Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. They also want to tell you that they really wish that they could have seen where this could have gone. If they really are kicking themselves, they're like, I really wish I had followed my intuition. I wish that I had planted something and see where this could have led us. They do wish for another opportunity as well, but they wonder if you even remember them. It's so sad to say that, but they wonder if you even remember them. I'm sure that you do, because they seem to have a profound effect on you as well. This emotional connection was there for you too, but they don't feel confident in that. They also want you to know that they spend a lot of time torturing themselves about the decisions they made in the past too. And they don't know if there's still potential for the two of you. They don't want to let that light go out. And they think about you a lot when they're working. They also are acknowledging a powerful lesson that you gave them. The King of Cups. And the biggest message of all here, coming from this person, is this emotional outburst. It's so sweet, to be honest. It's very sweet, because we were going from this page, the Six of Cups, to this King of Cups now. They're like, I've worked through the truth. And the truth is that I was too afraid to express my love for you. I was too afraid to come up for air and express how I felt. There's whales underneath the king here, and he's holding on to that ship. It's like, I'm still possessive over you. I don't want to give up this idea that in some place, in some realm, there will be a place for the two of us, because they have love for you. And it's something that they are really still focused on. Like, I mean, transfixed upon it. Because the Ten of Swords is an outburst of emotion. It's sadness. It's loss. It's like, I have all of my eggs in your basket, and it's devastating because I can't have it right now. And the truth is that they feel like they have lost out on this Ten of Cups, this emotional happiness. And they wonder if you feel that way too. If you can see her hair here is, it kind of looks like tentacles or braids. I often see braids there as well. And here it looks like the braids have been released. It's like, if we had just not cared about what other people thought, if I had just not cared about rejection, if I had just taken a leap of faith, what could we have built together? And it's devastating for them to think of that loss. The Ten of Swords does urge us to release certain things that we are really focused upon, but they don't know how to release you. What do they wish that they could say? We have here crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise, and chain of events. Those two cards actually came out earlier. There could be children here for the Divine Feminine, even for the Divine Masculine. There could be children involved, so take that as it resonates. This chain of events, this chain representing the devil energy, attachment and fear and insecurity that affected the trajectory of your connection in the past, and now the same chain of events could affect the connection in the future if we take action upon how we feel. And so they're really worried about the consequences of heading in an emotional direction towards you, because they know where they want to be emotionally, but it's like they don't have the courage to push their chariot in that direction, and they're convinced that it's too late because of practical concerns or children. We have target, a goal-oriented person. And we have here hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. And we have June. We're in the month of June when this reading is being released. We also have here dagger, fear or worries over tense situations. And the dagger is kind of like the Ace of Swords, which represents new epiphanies and truths and new beginnings, but also can contain some truths that sting a little bit. And they are worried about creating havoc. So they have released this expectation of more at this moment. Here with the Ten of Swords, they've released that expectation. And they're trying to do what's right in life. They're trying to take the right track, but they can't help but bring their thoughts and awareness back to you. Because that's the one place where they felt like they missed the mark. Do I wish that they could say to pile number 3, please? Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. They do wish that they had just spoken to you honestly and vulnerably as a friend. Here, they wish that they had trusted that friendship a little bit more, that you would have, if there was a rejection waiting for them, that you would have been very gentle and kind about it and loving, like this Queen of Cups. We have past life relationship. You've known each other before. And I feel like it's, again, way in the past. Sometimes the Six of Cups can really speak to past life relationships from other lifetimes as well. So take that as it resonates. And we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. It did come out reversed. I don't feel their optimism. I feel they're kind of emotionally having a difficult time maintaining hope in the future because of certain responsibilities that I feel like both of you may share. We have here blessed. Oh, there's a gratitude for you. There's and they keep saying they'll always have you in a special place in their heart. There's a gratitude for you. They are trying to embrace their present journey. We have the community. And we also have here by the book. And it says they're a goal-oriented person, and this person is, I feel like for someone watching, this person could be in a commitment. Here you can see the elephants are leading. Again, children could be a factor too. And they're really afraid of what would happen if they stepped outside of that realm right now. So they feel like they have to put in work before they get to have this reward of seeing you again. It's like they feel like there's fate associated with your connection, but they feel like now's not the time for fate to come into play. What do they wish that they could say, please, for pile number 3? There is someone else. And that's why they're pulled in different directions. And that's why they feel like it's a helpless situation at the moment, that they have to take a break from their expectations here. But they're like, please give me time. I've never felt like this before. You had an influence on them. They felt something then that they haven't felt since. And they didn't recognize it then because they didn't have any experience to go from. So they didn't know what that was until they experienced more. And then they recognized that that more didn't contain that first feeling in the first place. I just wish that things were different. And I don't have the strength, and my ego is to blame, and position perhaps is to blame to create change. I just saw the Hanged Man, surrender. Do you even see me that way? Do you feel the same way? They don't have the confidence that you could possibly feel this intensely because they put you way up here and they feel like themselves, it's like you're this person that has all of the eyes on you and I'm just this one who wants to explore right along with you. Back of the deck says, you have so many choices and options. What do they wish that they could say to pile 3, please? I am afraid of rejection. I was afraid of rejection in the past, and they're still afraid of rejection. But I don't know how to fix things. I don't know how to tell you the truth. And I feel they're still in that place today, even though a lot of time has passed. They really want to communicate that. The reason why they're so stuck still is because they didn't overcome the hurdle. And that hurdle doesn't just disappear. It just gets stacked on top of more hurdles. I wish I had been more honest with you, because you still drive me crazy. Back of the deck says, I do want to see you again. Let's get a charm bowl for you. Pile number 3. What does your person wish that they could say to you right this moment? In the bowl, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. They wish that they could be very impulsive and throw caution to the wind, and they wish that they had been more aggressive. They're like, I wish that I had just pretended I had confidence. I wish that I had charged in with this vain sense of confidence, because they feel really impulsive and reckless at this moment. You could have gone to school with this person too. I feel like that's where things began. And there's this pressure that has been building ever since. Pressure to communicate their truth, physical, sexual pressure too. They would like to explore that. At this point in their journey though, I feel like there are commitments to be had. And if they're watching your social media, which for someone I feel like they are keeping tabs on you, they're aware of your position. They don't want to create havoc for you, and they don't want to create havoc for themselves. So they feel like they have to surrender to how things are in this moment, because they are worried about I feel like they're worried about practical concerns and legal issues, even with the Page of Swords reversed. So it's almost like they're saying they have to stay at a very sort of safe, sorry, my phone's way off, a very safe distance from you, pile 3. So they don't tempt themselves, because there's the Apple of Temptation. We don't have any letters today in the bowl for you, pile 3. We have Libra energy and the 7 of Wands, which is talking about obstacles. Part of those obstacles is this hatchet energy, so having to sever something. And they're trying to protect that environment, but they also have a very strong protective element around you and wanting to protect you. We have very strong Sagittarius energy with this gecko. I think of the Emperor as well. We have the bird that's not in flight, so somebody who did not take a risk or didn't fly off of that limb. We have, sorry, my phone keeps going off. We have a dime here. Oh, it looks like a special dime, actually. I think about the Six of Swords with the dime. This one has like an interesting design on it. It's like a special edition dime with a bunch of people on it. So that could be significant. Again, multiple people in the past that they felt was an influence. We have the butterfly of transformation. We have the hatchet twice. So I do feel like for someone watching, your physical situation in life could mirror theirs a little bit. We have the seahorse going with the flow. We have the saxophone. We have the music note. It's interesting because as soon as the You Drive Me Crazy card came out, I thought of that music video with Britney Spears and that guy from Entourage from years ago. Also with the saxophone, I think about that period of time on like MTV and Much Music when it was like people on the beach with a saxophone. I just think about that period of time. So that could be significant to the time period of your connection. We have the shamanic healing and feather. And we have the Seven of Swords. So somebody who looks into the past a lot, who doubted their intuition in the past as well when it comes to you. And here's the always. I think of the Six of Cups. We had that in your spread, which is someone who's always going to hold you in a very special place, even if they can't act upon it. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. And if it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comment section. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. If you have just subscribed, please drop your comment below because I would love to read for you as well. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out my Etsy link, and that link is below too. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage.